Hello there everybody, Tom here once again. I promised I would do this, and so I will. Recording live from my, from my sick bed because my cellulitis has flared up. I did actually record a video about that, but I had a little sleep, and I thought better of it. I didn't think you guys would be interested in a horrendous photograph of my purple swelled up leg. I also thought lunchtime, because it was at the time when I recorded it, I don't want to make people spit out their corned beef sandwiches. So anyway, let's get on to the WWE 13 review. The first thing I did when I got the game, obviously I recorded the video that you guys watched. I played the Attitude Era mode. This replaces the Road to WrestleMania mode that we saw in last year's title. In last year's title, the Road to WrestleMania mode was decent, but you got to the end of it and you felt a bit dissatisfied. And there was all that, you must be in this position when you press X or when you press A on the Xbox to move on to the next scene. Well, the way they've done it with the new version is obviously first thing is based between 1997. It's based 1997 at around about the SummerSlam period, and it finishes. The last thing I did was WrestleMania 15, which would be 99. So it takes place over that period, and it covers various different storylines that were huge in the World Wrestling Federation at the time, including there's 4 sections really. There's the Rise of DX, which talks about how Shawn Michaels and Hunter Hearst Helmsley started working together, forming the world-beating tag team of D-Generation X. It also covers the joining of X-Pac and the New Age Outlaws of Road Dogg Jesse James and Badass Billy Gunn. It does that, and that runs for quite a while. It also covers the Montreal Screwjob. But the way they do it is, rather than saying you've got to sort of play the game to this point and then press a button, it gives you a list of things to do at the start of the match. So before you start the match, you've got to do at least one of these goals. Here are the goals that you need to do in the match. Bust somebody open, hit somebody in the head with a chair on the stage, beat Bret Hart by submission using the sharpshooter. Obviously that's at the Montreal Screwjob, as we all know, where Shawn Michaels locked in the sharpshooter and Vince McMahon called for the bell. So you get like a list of things you've got to do, and you sort of have to do them, and you're rewarded for doing them by, if you complete all of the goals in a particular match, you unlock things. So I recall a match where I had to play as the New Age Outlaws, where my goals in the match were to beat down Animal, so he would tag in Hawk, beat on Hawk until he got to a certain injury, do what is called an attitude moment, a historical attitude moment, which usually is basically somebody runs at another person, they duck out of the way, the referee gets cold cocked in the face. And that occurs in the match, and then obviously after that, my goal was to pin Animal using Billy Gunn. So then I had to beat Hawk down to the stage that he tagged in his partner once again, and then I had to defeat him with my finishing mover. And that is how they treat the matches, which I think is a really good thing, because you can complete the match however you want. If I want to hit my opponent with 12 Stone Cold Stunners and pin him, so be it. But if that's not how it happened, I won't unlock things. So you're encouraged to unlock things by following along the orders, but it's not a sort of, you must do it like this. You can do it however you want, but if you want to unlock things, you have to do it in a particular way, which I think is really good. I really appreciate that. I got that finished by about Sunday. I played it most of the day on Saturday. Then you go on to the Universe 3.0 mode. The Universe 3.0 mode, I've experienced a little bit of it. It's very, very much similar to the last one. You've got your several rosters. They separate the Raw is War the 1997 through to 1999 characters from the normal guys by putting them on a Raw is War brand. You can move shows around, so if you decide, which I have done, that I don't want SmackDown on Friday night, no, Tuesday SmackDown for me. If I decide I don't want Monday Night Raw to be called Raw, I want it to be called Monday Night Raw, as it was in the 90s. That is something that you can do, which is something that I did. You can also swap the rosters around. You can, there's several versions of Triple H, so I've replaced modern Triple H with Hunter Hearst Helmsley, simply because I prefer that version, and I'm currently building him into a stable with various different people of similar groups. I'm looking to make a sort of blue blood kind of group. I've got Hunter Hearst Helmsley. When the DLC comes out, I'll be adding Damien Sandow to that, and Shakespearean Ryback, which is something that Shakespearean Ryback will be in there because he's in the next DLC pack as well. The universe mode, I think, is quite good. I haven't got to experience the creative mode yet, but that is something I definitely want to do. I want to do some creations. I want to make my standard WWE core Johnny Scott, who has been added into every WWE game by me personally since SmackDown vs Raw 2011, since I started portraying him online on an eFed. So I'll be adding him to the game next time I get on. But I think the universe mode is better. I mean, the only thing I've noticed is there's not as many storyline moments. When I remember WWE 12, a lot of the time you'd have somebody you had a match with the previous week who you beat up. You'd see them at ringside holding a ticket. That hasn't happened that much. A lot of the storyline, I think, is in your head. I've had a couple of people jump people on the way down to the ring, but I haven't had any sort of really intuitive storyline as of yet. But that's something that I expect I will be seeing at some point when I continue to play Universe Mode. But I certainly I think the game's I think it's a really good game. I've really enjoyed playing the game. WWE 12 for me soured after about a month, because once I'd got through the storyline mode, I stopped bothering. I'm not bored of WWE 13 yet, so obviously you'll have to hold on to see how long I continue to play. But I'm hoping this game will get me it'll last me a lot longer than WWE 12 did. So I'm certainly enjoying it, and I'm working on, and I've really enjoyed going through the Attitude Era mode. I do feel though something was missing in the lack of a modern storyline. I quite liked how there were some custom storylines about modern day superstars. I was hoping for some sort of for some story based interaction with a modern superstar, and obviously we haven't got a creator wrestler storyline this year either. That's something I think that might have been a slight mistake on the part of THQ, because I did really enjoy adding my custom superstar into WWE 12. Granted, his name became Jacob Cass and he had to use the Brainbuster as a finisher, which I hated, because I had given my guy the perfect finisher that suits his style, and I didn't like the fact that you had to have their moveset sort of thing. But obviously when you think about it, that is exactly what they were going to do with it, because they, you had to do certain moves in certain orders, and that is something that was a slight problem, because obviously you had to have whatever finisher you had, because that finish was part of storyline. But yeah, I think it's an improvement from last year's title. I bought the fan access pack immediately upon getting the game. In fact, I bought it in the store at my local game. I got the game really cheap as well, because I did a lot of trade-ins. When game was going bust in what I like to call the winds of discontent when it looked like game was going to go to the video game store in the sky, I went into my local game and spent 20 quid on whatever they had in stock and just bought a load of games. Now I took those back in and I pretty much made profit all round on them, which I'm quite pleased with. But yeah, WWE 13 I think is well worth a purchase if you can afford to part with the money. I'm not saying you must have it absolutely, because I know some people have slight money issues, and if you can afford to part with the money, I suggest that you do. And if you are a WWE fan who enjoyed WWE in the Attitude Era, I think you'll be quite pleased. DLC that I've got so far includes Gangrel, Val Venus, Too Cool, which is Grandmaster Sexay, and Scotty Too Hottie, and Rikishi. But I'm looking forward to the pack coming out towards Christmas, which is going to include AJ Lee, Damien Sandow, Ryback, and other people from the modern era. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this sort of 11.5 minute, it's one of my longest videos, review. If you feel there's anything that I haven't covered in this video, if there's anything that you think I missed, I ask you guys to comment down below or tweet me at TomWilliams1990 on Twitter, TomWilliams1990, and I will get back to you on that. If there's anything you feel that I haven't covered about the game that you're keen to know, I will answer your questions. Obviously this video hasn't had any game footage because I don't know how to do that. I openly admit I'm very amateur at what I do. I shoot this video on my mobile phone, in whatever room I happen to be in at the time, hence why I appear to have a black eye. I've also just woken up from being asleep because I'm not feeling very well. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you have any comments, please comment them below. Like and favourite this video if you so choose. I will be back the next time I find something worth shooting. I thank you guys for spending, well, at this point, over 12.5 minutes of your time to watch a video made by me. If you guys have enjoyed this, just to let people know. And thank you guys for watching. Love you all, and I will see you in the next one.